Good morning and welcome to the 1st of May. May Day comes from the French phrase m'aider. Help me, help me. All right. Well, I know one little plant that's going to require help, and I'm going to help it today. My little Dahlia, which took a beating last year because I had to put it in a container, but look, it came back. It's ready to go in the ground this year, not in a container. I do have a couple more which may be alive. Let's see. Oh, yeah, yep. Can you see the growth right here? So it is alive. There's plenty of unhappiness about it, but I think once I get it in the ground, it'll be okay. The ground has been over 50 for a while now. And I really don't know about this one, but I'm gonna put it in the ground anyway and see if anything happens. This is definitely dead. Deader than dead. And this is definitely deader than dead. But this part is still firm, so it could be okay. All right. Time to go do some careful. Some soil prep work. Oop. Cardboard box falling apart. They're gonna be right down there today in the lovely weedy patch. I gotta wear gloves because my cuticles are in horrific shape. So I'm just gonna have to get used to it. By the way, I think it's extremely selfish of the snowdrops to come up after the tulips. All right. I've done a decent enough job here. I have turned it all over. I have chopped in a bunch of the weed tops, doing my best to get the roots and put them over there. Everything along there and here will all go on top of the compost pile. Don't worry, these will very quickly wilt away. Oh, I don't know if I wanted to. Oh, that's a rather big root. These little parts will wilt away and get incorporated into the soil. It doesn't have to be perfect because most of this area is not really going to be active I'm going to put bulbs, I'm going to put flowers, but I'm not going to put veggies or anything that really needs maintenance in this area. I really want this area to be a little pretty instead of technically useful. I've left this area mostly because I like the snowdrops and I just want them to grow. I have to be very careful about this though. This is called common field bindweed, or just field bindweed, and it is incredibly sticky. It sticks to everything, gloves, clothes, other plants. It tends to smother plants. I really intensely dislike it, and it is hard to remove. So, you know, as I go along, I can remove it. It's not a tough plant to remove, but it is exceedingly resistant. And once it gets into a disturbed area, it is disturbing itself. So now, where shall we put our dahlias? There are tree roots in here in areas. I got to stay away from those. Oh, I'm still finding little pieces of clay here. Well, I'll find it when I dig, huh? I'd like to space them out. Here and maybe here. Oop, maybe there. So let's get a look. So here will be the dahlias, and in between I'll put other flowers. Yes, that is a good plan. You just move out of the way a little. Oh, I found the tree root. Just move it over a couple inches. This, I know it looks like clay, but it's actually not clay. It's actually a sticky type of sand. It won't hinder the dahlia. That is too deep. I don't want I want it to be about here. Oh. I want it to be about here so that it doesn't smother the bulbs. What I will do is take out just a little more and then put a shovel full of compost in the bottom. Better, but not quite. Nothing but the best for you, baby. Almost. I think that might be too much. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's perfect right there. There we go. Now we're supposed to receive some nice light rains over the next couple of days. It will be cool and cloudy, but the soil temperature is about 56 consistently right now. Which is just about perfect for these little dahlia tubers. There you go, sweetheart. Let's just try to nip off a few of these. I'm going to leave this last little dead one so I know exactly where it is, and that it is something that I should not be removing. There we go. Next. Oh, kind of. There we go. Here. This one doesn't need a whole lot either. I'll give it a little bit of compost in the bottom of the hole. A little bit of compost in the bottom of the hole is going to give it some food and prevent compaction in the bottom of the hole. Make sure it's broken up. There we go. That looks good. There you go. Good baby. Number 3. Oh, this one is right where that root is, and I don't know what that root is, do I? Am I gonna have to do some? Ooh, it's starting to rain. Some root, yes. I think that root is from the holly. Or it could be from the plant next door. And they're so well established that I'm not going to harm them by chopping these roots off. There we go. That'll do. Still. There we go. And a little compost. That's a little dry. That'll be all right. Make sure that's, yeah, that's good. There you go. There you go. There we go. Just leave your little dry top sticking out. There we go. And that is accomplished for the day, which is good because the sprinkling is getting heavier, and I think I'd rather work in the greenhouse. Night night, babies. Grow well. Oh, hey guys, you follow me in the greenhouse. Well, come on in, pull up a beer. Like many people, I'm putting in a little overtime. I'm hoping to get some work done before I have to get on the computer tomorrow and not have a whole lot of plant time. I have these curled parsley, and I was just trying to decide whether they're actually big enough to transplant or not. They have their first leaves, and some of them have like 1.5 leaves, so I think that's good enough. I'm gonna give them a shot and just stick them in a planter. What's that? You have a question? Well, shoot. Why did I bother making the dahlias part of Future Urban Farmer when there's absolutely no profit from them? No. That is an easy question with a complex answer. I depend upon not only pollinators, but microorganisms to make sure that all my plants do well. So I can't ignore the fact that there are certain bulbs that are going to give me what I want. Not only in the pollinator department, which is a generous portion of what I need to make sure that I'm going to get zucchini, squash, melons, even seeds for next year. I need those microorganisms that are in the soil because I do have a very small compost pile. And that compost pile requires action. And so I take scoops of dirt from where the dahlias are and I put it down in the compost pile. Not only that, I put scoops of dirt from where the dahlias are and I put them in the strip because the strip is brand spanking new. All it really has there is compost. It doesn't have a lot of the necessary bacteria and microorganisms that are used to being around where the dahlias are that grow such lush early spring growth. So that really, really helps. Now, about these parsley. What's that? Are these used cups? Oh yeah, they're used cups. I mean, I reuse stuff all the time. If it's good enough and the seams are still good enough, I'll keep using it. That just makes ecological sense, doesn't it? All the way down to potting soil. I do reuse potting soil as long as it's not, as long as I know it hasn't had a whole lot of viruses or dangerous things in it, insects that I don't want following me from one plant to another. And you might even see some roots in there. That's okay. They're going to go to their new home soon anyway and get transplanted again. A business owner has got to be as frugal as possible. So paper cups that don't need to go in the trash, well, they can be reused again and again. Some of this soil that I'm using today was used for my spinach. And as a result, the compost is a little darker and it's a little finer than it was when it originally went into the planter. Because the spinach, the action of the spinach helped to attract a lot of microorganisms and bacteria that break down the compost even further. And that really helps. 5. And 6. Excellent. Excellent. There we go. Uh-oh. This doesn't have a sticker. Well, this must have been one of my early cups from more than 2 months ago. These are some really good cups. If they're standing up to abuse for more than 2 months and they're not falling apart. Yeah, this one doesn't have a sticker either. I guess I better go get some stickers to put on here. Alrighty. A couple of good little stickers here. I gotta thank my wonderful husband, Shadeen, for finding these online. They're reasonable. They're plastic. They don't, you know, they don't fall off the cups. They're, you know, these are nice and big with a scannable code there, a scannable QR code, so people can go right to my YouTube channel. There we go. Now I'm gonna make space. Boom, boom, boom. These will receive just liquid fertilizer because they're not going to be in the greenhouse. And it's still just a touch chilly outside. Plants don't grow as fast in super mild weather. Although they do grow a little, until that sun comes out, they're really not going to need the biggest shot of food. When the sun comes out, then they're going to start reaching for extra food. Right now, for the next week, these little parsley are just going to need a safe spot to sit and relax. And wait for the next phase of life. You know what I learned today that is very interesting? I've been taking soil temperatures pretty regularly on the strip and out front of my apartment. And I've been getting a regular reading of about 54 to 55 the past couple of days. And I kept thinking to myself, well, it's obviously too early to put corn in the ground or any of those. But it's not. If your soil is registering 50 degrees consistently, put that corn in the ground. Don't worry if you don't actually have ground to put corn in. There are several types of corn that will grow very well in containers. And we'll talk about that when I actually do the corn on the next day when it isn't pouring down rain out of the sky. Alrighty. And the last thing to do is to make some tags. The last thing I want to happen is for somebody to mix these up with cutting celery and go home and be disappointed. Recycle the cups, recycle the tags. And I am not concerned that I'm getting, in some of these I'm getting 2, 3, even 4 little baby plants. It doesn't bother me. If the customer gets a good plant, I'm happy. And 6. Lovely. Now all these need is a bit of water and then to come in here for the night, because everybody gets at least one night in the greenhouse to get used to their new house. And then I think it's probably time for me to run along and play some games. It's Guild Wars 2 tonight, as long as I can get it to update. Tomorrow I'm going to start on these black pansies, and I'm also going to get a lot of these actually planted. The one thing I forgot to plant is zucchini, and I've only got 6 seeds left. I should probably go get more. Well, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a good one. Mm.